Hello everybody! After much too long, the Skullgirls lore series is finally back. I finally found the time and motivation to dive back in, and today's focus is not just a fan favorite, but my personal favorite character. It's a character that's elegant, tragic, and just a little creepy. You know her, you love her. Today we're talking about the zombie opera singer herself, Squigly. As we typically do, we're going to start with the basics on Squigly. Starting with her name. Squigly's real name is Sienna Contiello. Sienna probably referring to the color, and Contiello being a play on the term conte in Italian, which means count, like royalty or somebody of high social standing. Most people just refer to her as Squigly, a nickname that comes from the appearance of Leviathan in her head, the little dragon worm parasite sticking out of her head. It's gross, but the name's kinda cute. Now, Squigly is basically a zombie, but she's not like the other zombies that we see in Skullgirls. She's not a mindless skull heart minion like most others are. Thanks to Leviathan, the parasite in her head, she actually maintains her personality and her memories, and the reasoning for this is that parasite once belonged to her father, and when it was passed down to her, that familial bond keeps her human, or as human as she can be, being a resurrected corpse. Squigly is the last surviving member of the Contiello family, a famous line of opera singers that got tied up with the Medici Mafia. 14 years before the events of the game, the Medici ordered Black Dahlia to wipe out her family to stop them from interfering with the Skull Heart. Squigly's mother wished to bring her family back to life, became the Skullgirl, and Squigly was reanimated. But with Leviathan hosting her, instead of going full-on monster, she helped stop her mom, died again, and was buried. And, not so fun fact, Lorenzo Medici personally attended her funeral and sewed her mouth shut to try to hide his involvement, which is very on brand for the Medici family. Fast forward to the present day. Marie's emergence awakens Squigly again, and once more she avoids losing herself to the Skullheart's corruption thanks to Leviathan. Most characters in her story treat her like a corpse or just another undead pawn, but because of Leviathan she holds on to her humanity. The only character that refers to her by name is Big Band, which is really rare and also very sweet. We learned through the mobile game and through interactions that Big Band has with Squigly that he was familiar with her family before they passed. And now that we've covered Squigly's story, we can talk about my favorite part, her design. Squigly has pale blue skin, red eyes, and a stitched up mouth. Her pre-death design was much more typical. She had brown hair, blue eyes, white skin, and a yellow dress. Now she's got more of a gothic tone and a dress that's very opera graveyard chic. The hole in her head is from when Black Dahlia assassinated her, and this is where Leviathan lives and pops out of. And on the topic of Squigly's design, we get to talk about the way she fights. The way Squigly fights is a lot of style and elegance. Much like Philia and Samson, we don't actually see Squigly throwing out that many attacks. Leviathan does a lot of the heavy lifting, but Squigly uses her voice, she uses different stances, she can summon musical notes, and all of her attacks with Leviathan look like dance moves. It's all very fluid. You can tell that there's a much deeper bond between Squigly and Leviathan than there is between Samson and Philia. The synergy is beautiful in that weird, off-putting way that only Skullgirls knows how to do. And as we always do in these videos, we're going to wrap up with some fun facts. Squigly's birthday is on Day of the Dead, which is morbid, but fitting. Additionally, Squigly was originally meant to be a Chinese-Italian character. That got dropped much later. The only remnant of this left in the game is her Zhongxi hop animation when you charge her stance, which is cool. Squigly is the only character in the game that has no voice lines for being thrown because she cannot talk, which is fun attention to detail and also an interesting way to save money on hiring a voice actor, which is fun. And that's about it for Squigly. There's a lot more I could say about this character, but a lot of it would just be needless and positively biased things about the character because I love this character. She's my favorite Skullgirls character and one of my favorite characters in media, period. There's a lot to like. I love her story. I love the moral of what remains, this picking up her legacy, that, her life is not just hers, it's Leviathan's. It's the people who had Leviathan before her. Her family lives on through her. And I love the whole, it's not just about legacy. It's a story about betrayal. It's a story about death. And it's a story about not judging people by the people they're related to. My favorite scene in Squigly story mode is her interacting with Philia and deciding not to judge her because she's a Medici, but judging her because everything she's seen has made her a hero in her eyes. It's a tragic and graceful story, and I love it. That's the long and short of it. Let me know what you guys' favorite moment involving Squigly is, or favorite thing about Squigly. Personally, I just love her dynamic with Leviathan. I think it's both incredibly cute and incredibly cool. You know, I did a whole section on the animation of the character because I just love the way this character looks in motion. It's cool that you can see the passive storytelling, how deep their bond is through just their gameplay. I love stuff like that in fighting games. It's one of my favorite tropes. But anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, give it a like, comment, subscribe, dislike it if you dislike it, and as always, this is Azazel the Basement Dweller signing off. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
New Meridian's a dangerous city. Even for me. Especially for me. I used to be a cop, and I always tried to do the right thing. But I got one thing wrong, and it just about cost me my life.